Welcome back to Simonelli Chats. I'm your host, Grace Harner, and today we're going waterside to talk about one of Buffalo's best comeback stories, Canalside. If you've spent any time down at the waterfront recently, you've experienced its activity. What a lot of people forget is that its energy didn't happen overnight. It took a lot, and we're celebrating some new milestones, and summer's finally here, so what better time to reflect on how far it's come and where it's headed. Joining me today is Lauren Ford, General Manager at Rich Entertainment Group, and someone who has had a front row seat and sometimes a backstage pass to Canalside's growth. Lauren, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. We're excited to be here and talk all things Canalside and Buffalo Waterfront. So I moved back to Buffalo in 2018 to work on the Buffalo Waterfront. I had previously come from Baltimore and working for a business improvement district there around the Inner Harbor, and I found this to be like a really exciting way to both reconnect with where I'm from. I'm originally from Buffalo, and then also kind of further the public space experience that I had in Baltimore and bring that to Buffalo as well.
Awesome. And how did you get into this kind of work?
I did start right out of college with some event experience, work for catering companies, and that kind of transitioned into public space and development. When I moved to Baltimore, I started working for the Business Improvement District, and we were able to do a lot of exciting projects there. We started the Inner Harbor Ice Rink, we were doing park redevelopment projects, and a lot of programming. And it was kind of similar to where we are in Buffalo right now, where we're kind of balancing the need for public space and then also future development in the public realm, and being able to kind of invite people in but still continue the development and forward progress of the space.
Lovely. Where did you get your passion for improving, metropolitan areas?
I think like when you're hosting these events or you're seeing the ice rink open or a new public space open, it's really rewarding to be able to see people, especially in the community that you're from, come out and be able to celebrate that together. And we're able to host a lot of events that bring people together. Skyride's obviously one of them, advocating for the bike community. We host a Pride Festival out at Terminal B this year, celebrating that community. And we're able to both work with event partners, local businesses, but then also do our own programming at the same time, where we're seeing the gaps in both events, programming, vendors, things like that.
Yeah. It's amazing to hear about the background of how all of these things come together and what happens behind the scenes, because I remember like last year when I went to Skyride, I'm looking forward to it this year, of course, but I was like, wow, all these people just are getting together because, Go Bike puts this on. But again, there's so much more that goes into it. So thank you for the work you do.
Oh, thank you. That's really nice. And yeah, I think it is like a place that brings a lot of people together, and that's both like private businesses like Simonelli and then also community organizations. Obviously, we rely a lot on sponsorships, and we've gotten really lucky with the sponsors that we've had, and that they're invested in Buffalo and truly value the Buffalo Waterfront as like a place that the community can come and both celebrate, but also just like gather. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
With the redevelopment back in 2008. From your perspective, how has it evolved since then?
Yeah, so I think Canalside really started as a public gathering space with the opening of the boardwalk. We've had vendors on there since the early days of Canalside, and it really kind of transformed into this large event space. And now that it's kind of become this beacon of the city and all of the development around it, it is really becoming a development site with the Sinatra project, the North Odd Block project, the museum coming online, the carousel being built, the long shed. We are really starting to see that population density fill in, and those plans will continue. So we will continue our public programming, but it is really becoming a day-to-day destination year-round. And as we're developing Canalside, a lot of those larger events are starting to shift to the outer harbor, which we also manage.
Mm-hmm. Lovely. Awesome. We're super proud to help you guys manage that, especially with the maintenance. If any of our listeners have seen our Simonelli maintenance tech vans down there, if you want to talk about that partnership a little bit, and also kind of where you stand with the partnership with the city of Buffalo.
Sure. So we are actually in contract with the state of New York, with ECHDC as the organization in charge of it. They manage the space on behalf of the city, and we work closely with both city and state agencies. We currently hold 2 contracts with the state of New York, one for facilities management and one for public space management. So public space does the forward-facing things, the events, the programming, food and beverage, and facilities kind of does the back house things, and that's where we're partnered with Simonelli. We really value that partnership. Simonelli brings a level of expertise that we don't have in-house. And as we're developing more of these development parcels, new buildings are coming online, that building maintenance and just facilities maintenance is really imperative to the future success of Canalside.
We've talked in the past about the Wilkinson Point new development. Do you have any news on that?
We're doing everything we can to get Wilkinson Point back open to the public. Selfishly, it is one of my favorite places in the city of Buffalo, and the new development there is really transformational. We'll still have the public access, the walking paths, the fitness programming, the kayak launch, but in addition to those things, starting this summer, we'll also have a park golf course, fully renovated volleyball courts, we'll have a event lawn, and most importantly, a full-service food and beverage stand that we've partnered with the owners of Dog and Pony, and they're opening up a new concept there called Pero and Pony. It will just be kind of a one-of-a-kind experience out there. Counter service restaurant, but then there's a large beach area where you can just hang out, enjoy the views, enjoy the sunset. It's really going to be a special place once it's open.
Wow, there's so much to look forward to. That's really exciting. I'll switch gears here for a little bit. I know I've seen a lot out there on the celebration of the 200 years of the Erie Canal, and there's a lot of exciting plans. If you wouldn't mind talking a little bit about the history of that and what we're going to see.
Yeah, the Erie Canal is obviously such an important history for not just Canalside, but the city of Buffalo. It really made Buffalo what it is today. And as the bicentennial, it's really important that we celebrate and honor that history. And ECHDC has done a fantastic job of doing that, both through the Waterway of Change exhibit that's open in the Long Shed, that's open all through the summer. It's free of charge, really worth checking out. It's family friendly. It's a quick exhibit to walk through, so it's a really nice addition to Canalside. In addition to that, there's also programming almost on a daily basis that focuses on the Erie Canal. The Seneca Chief, which was built in the Long Shed, is now in the commercial slip, and Buffalo Maritime is doing a lot of programming around that. And then there's other cultural institutes that are doing programming throughout the summer. Explore More is doing kids programming, Arts for Learning, International Institute, the list goes on. And there's just something that you can learn. There's walking tours, biking tours, different ways to learn about our history, which is so important to who Buffalo is.
It's amazing. Yeah. I would love to learn more about it because I love the space. There's so much energy revolving that. From your website, where exactly can we find that programming?
The website is really the best place for the full calendar of events, but we really encourage people to follow us on social media. We are on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and it's all at Buffalo Waterfront. We do a weekly post that includes This Week on the Waterfront, just does a full programming lineup, and then we also do posts leading up to events, so it's a really good way to get to know a little bit more about the programming on site.
Awesome. Yeah, I've seen a lot about the bicentennial celebration on Instagram specifically. Yeah. So what's your favorite part of that kind of expansion? You're the water.
Yeah, so one of the big things that the Waterfront has become known for is our concert series. I think people loved it when it was at Canalside, but as Canalside continues their development and new development parcels come online, the natural progression is to move these larger events and concerts to the Outer Harbor. And Terminal B really is that destination concert venue in downtown now. If you're trying to catch an outdoor show in the summer, there's no other location like it. We have views of the water, we have open lawn space, we have a gorgeous VIP section. We've partnered with Hartman's on the VIP bar so you can get some local cocktails in there. And we've been able to partner with Town Ballroom on the concert promotion side and booking side, and that's been a really great partnership too, so that we've expanded our concert lineup this season to hosting 17 concerts plus some festivals.
Lots to look forward to for sure. It's such a beautiful space. I remember my first time at Terminal B was Skyride last year, actually, and that's coming up here soon. So I'm looking forward to that. And because of these events, I'm familiar with the area. Like my friends and I will go on runs near there.
Yeah, and we are going to be announcing some additional programming just to kind of encourage people to experience that site, both during events and, like you said, there's a lot of 5Ks that host their walks out there, and it's a great place to host those as well because we have the Independent Health Wellness Trail that brings you on a 5K loop without going on any city streets and walks right around the water. And then we're kind of balancing the need for like daily use out there and just having it as open park space, and then also being able to host these large festivals that are hosting 6,000-7,000 people at a time.
Has it been kind of that open park space in the past, or is this something new that you're looking to expand on?
Terminal B is a new development parcel. It was an old warehouse facility previous to that, and it's been kind of completely transformed to this gorgeous public space. There was a lot of environmental work that needed to be done in order to make it safe and inviting space for people out there. It's right next to the Lakeside Lawn, and that also hosts a lot of events, and that's where the concert series was previously. And then, like I said, it's just a quick 1 mile walk down to Wilkeson Point, so you can kind of spend the day out there. The bike park is out there, and we have bike rentals that'll be opening up again with the Wilkeson Point project.
Yeah.
The partnerships on the concerts works really well for us. Between Town Ballroom, Hartman's, we have a lot of local. Salins is obviously a homegrown brand, Buffalo brand that we've been able to partner with on the concert series as well. I think that is one of our big focus, is to be able to highlight these local companies as part of our larger events, and that also carries into our winter programming when we go into the ice rink as well.
Yeah, that's something isn't even on my mind right now, thinking about winter, but there's so much going on in the winter still. Like, we take advantage of it. I know you mentioned the ice rink. Are there any other ways that you guys activate that space in the winter?
We are exploring other ways to activate Canalside in the winter, especially as these new development parcels come online. We're anticipating just more day-to-day traffic down there, and I think that kind of opens us up to other programming elements and possibilities. The ice rink, we had a great season last year. We were able to open a lot of different amenities next to the rink, including the igloos at Canalside, ice bikes, bumper cars, curling is always a favorite of people. And yeah, we also had an ice train, a new ice mascot last year. So every year we're just trying to build off of the excitement from the previous year. And as this development comes on, I think it's just going to kind of intensify that a little bit more.
Lovely, yeah. You guys are doing a lot. It's great for Buffalo. I'm so excited for what's to come. So specifically in the coming months this summer, are there any events you want to promote to our listeners or guide them to?
Yeah, I think the concert series is obviously a big one. We've worked really hard to provide concerts that cater to a wide audience. So those are best found at outerharborlive.com. That has the full concert lineup. Apart from that, the opening of Wilkeson Point, we're hoping to announce in the next few days or weeks. And that those will be like on social media, and we just encourage people to come out and experience that space, because I do think it's going to be kind of a one-of-a-kind space in downtown Buffalo, and being able to have this permanent restaurant facility kind of anchors that space now.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Maybe I'll see you at some of the events. I know I'm excited to head there. Lauren, thank you so much for being here and for the work you do. This was awesome.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for the partnership with Seminole.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to check out our show notes down below, where you'll find lots of information on all things Buffalo's Waterfront and Canalside. We'll see you next month on Seminole Chats.